Thiago Alves, so we are getting close to your next fight, already booked again for UFC 237 in Brazil. How excited were you to get that quick turnaround? I know you said you want to get another fight in Brazil, possibly do all the rest of your fights in your career in Brazil, so were you stoked to get that assignment?
Yeah, dude, I'm super excited. I actually never been to Rio de Janeiro, believe it or not. And I'm super excited to be there for the first time and get to work in Rio de Janeiro, so I'm looking forward to that.
Never been there, period, or just never been there to fight?
I never been there, period.
How's that possible?
I know, dude. Everybody asks me the same questions. I never had the opportunity. When I grew up in Brazil, it was more northeast, so I fought around that region. I never went really south. So, yeah, I'm excited.
How do you think you'll be received there? Do you think, you obviously get good reception in Brazil anywhere, but do you think it'll be the same there?
Absolutely. I mean, at least it's supposed to be, right? Yeah. I'm going back to Brazil and Rio, but I'm just happy to do what I love, and be able to share the energy with my countrymen people. So
yeah, and you're fighting a Argentinian, right? And Laureano Strapoli. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name perfectly there, but there's that rivalry there as well. For people who may not know, can you kind of explain the Brazil-Argentina rivalry? So
it's always been a big rivalry in soccer. I guess they have a World Cup on top of us. They kind of kick us out. I think it was the '94 World Cup. It's been such a long time I'm here, so I kind of forgot the soccer history. But yeah, always been the biggest rivalry, in South America. It's Brazil versus Argentina when it comes to soccer. So I think it's going to transfer, in a way to MMA because, that's the biggest second sport in Brazil right now. So I'm pretty sure I'll have the Brazilian people with me.
Yeah, and of course you have far more experience than your opponent here. He did have a fight of the night in his UFC debut, obviously proves himself to be exciting. What do you know about him? What have you learned so far throughout this training camp?
Well, he's 25 years old, and it's his second fight in UFC, so I know he's going to come guns blazing. He's an aggressive fighter, doesn't have a lot of fights under his belt, but, I'm pretty sure he's going to come ready to do or die, in that case. So, I see a lot of good things in him that I can explore, and bring him to my game plan. I think it's going to be a great night for me.
Yeah, how exciting is that type of challenge for you? Because obviously you fought the guys who came the generation before you, the Matt Hugheses of the world, the same era as you, the George St. Pierres of the world, and then now it's like the new era guys. What does that say about you? Not only that you've had this longevity to be able to do that, and how do you look at that challenge? Is it kind of exciting to test yourself against the new generation, quote unquote?
That's exactly what it is, it's just getting another victory. I'm still, with the same goal, which is, win is the main goal throughout my career, and I think with the proper game plan, I'm going to be victorious, either a knockout or submission.
Yeah, of course, you'll get a wing streak on here if you get a victory. How important is that to you to kind of get the momentum back on your side? And if you are in that place, I know you'd mentioned, kind of laying out the end of your career, what retirement may look like. Does that make you reconsider things if you kind of get on a long wing streak here?
No, not really. I know that I can't be doing this forever, and it would be dumb, of me at 35 years old not think what's next, after this. I've been fighting since I was, 13 years old, man, so that's all I know. So, regardless of the outcome of my last few fights, I'm not planning to stick around much longer after that. But I'm still in it, and I'm still in. I'm going to give everything I have to make sure I get the victory every time I step in an octagon.
Yeah, absolutely. What is part of the plan for afterwards? I mean, you say you think ahead. Is it to keep in the MMA world? Do you want to do something different and get away from the fighting that you said you've been doing since you were 13? Is it kind of look at different aspects of life as well?
So MMA always going to be a part of my journey. I'll be one of the coaches here, American Top Team. I'm looking to open my own American Top Team, gym as well. But my passion, my first passion besides fighting was law enforcement. So I'm looking to go in that route. I already developed a training system, for law enforcement officers. And me and Wilson and Steve Moko here in American Top Team, we had about 3 classes like that. And it's a mission, about going out there and helping the community and fighting evil in a way. The mentality that you have growing up, towards law enforcement in Brazil, it's very different than over here. In Brazil, they're seen as heroes. I know there's a bad apple everywhere in the game, but it's really you don't get the same benefits that you get here in America. Not even the salary or the lifestyle. You really want to be a police officer in Brazil because you want to fight crime. You want to do better. You want to fix the country in any way you can. And that's the kind of mentality I have. It's be able to give it back. To this country. That did amazing things for me and my family. And the next goal. It kind of excites me to be able to be a part of something like this and build a career outside of that.
Yeah. So just to clarify, do you want to help train police officers, or do you want to actually become a police officer?
I want to become a police officer. Okay. Yeah, I want to pursue a career in law enforcement. As well as being a coach and having my own gym as well. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I'm excited for it.
Interesting. So clearly you have a passion for putting yourself in some line of danger here. You're a fighter, and then you're going to kind of go into the line of fire here.
I'm always craving that adrenaline, whatever's going to get my, my blood flowing. But I think it's, it'll be a good transition. I think a lot of the discipline that we carry, throughout MMA, throughout being a professional fighter, I'll be able to carry that discipline, towards this new chapter of my life. So I'm excited, but I'm not done yet.
Yeah, of course. So what does the end look like? I mean, obviously you get this fight in Brazil. I know they'll probably go back maybe 2-3 more times this year. Are you just trying to get all those fights in Brazil, or what's kind of the end of the career look like as far as fights, locations, opponents?
So yeah, it'll be nice if I can get all my fights in Brazil. It's been I've been here in America for about 16 years right now, and I think I had 2 fights in Brazil since I moved here. So it's kind of changed pace a little bit. I was always fighting here either in America or overseas somewhere, be able to finish my career in Brazil would be pretty cool.